Okay, so are you ready to really dive into this? Today, we're tackling the files on SCP-682.
Oh, 682.
Yeah, one of those that really gets to you. And
Absolutely.
trust me, I've read a lot of these files.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What's fascinating about 682, even within, the already weird world of the SCP Foundation, is it really embodies this, like, pure, unadulterated hostility.
It's true.
But,
And we should probably, back up a bit for those who maybe haven't, spent their whole weekend reading these files.
right, okay.
Imagine like this giant, vaguely reptile-like creature, right?
Mm-hmm.
Locked up tighter than Fort Knox. I mean,
Uh,
really, really locked up
Oh, for good reason.
because it wants to wipe out everything.
Everything, yeah. And it's not just the wanting to, it's the sheer unstoppable force of it. 682 is classified as Keter, which in SCP terms basically means like we are this close to losing control at any given moment.
Yeah, Keter is basically the universe's way of saying, buckle up. Things are about to get real, really bad.
Exactly. And what's the first things you learn about 682 is that it's practically impossible to destroy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're talking surviving events that would turn anything else into, a grease stain.
Right.
And not just surviving, but regenerating, adapting.
Okay, see, that's what really gets me. That's the freaky part. They try everything to contain this thing. There's this one log, I think it was. They blasted it with something until like 87% of its body was just gone.
Just gone.
Gone.
Wow.
And it was still moving, still trying to kill everyone.
It's true. There's this chilling quote from one of the researchers. They said, it's not just that it's difficult to destroy, it's like it refuses to die.
Yeah, yeah.
Almost as if like existence itself is offensive to this creature.
And that's where the real horror is for me,
Right.
It's not just a monster. It's this embodiment of pure, like, unyielding hatred for everything.
Yes.
And we have no idea why.
Exactly. And the Foundation, they're obsessed with understanding these anomalies.
Right. Knowledge is power.
Right, exactly.
Right.
But 682 just doesn't play by those rules.
It doesn't.
It offers no explanations, no justifications, just this raw, primal rage directed at anything and everything that
So
lives.
like staring into the abyss and the abyss is giving you the finger.
That's a good one.
Right.
Now imagine you're a researcher, brave or foolish enough to try and actually interview this thing.
Yeah.
They're trying to be all scientific about it.
Right.
Standardized questions,
Sure.
controlled environment.
Like surely even a rage monster filled with unending hatred of all life can follow basic interview etiquette, right?
Right, of course, but 682's responses, when it even bothers to respond, are just as disturbing as its, physical presence.
Oh,
These
yeah.
garbled, fragmented sentences that sound more like a tortured animal than anything, intelligent.
Yeah.
It's just awful.
It's like its own fury is choking its ability to even speak. But then there's that one moment in the file, that one line, that still makes my skin crawl.
Oh, yeah,
Where it just manages to spit out, in perfect English, disgusting.
It's chilling, isn't it?
And the worst part is, they don't even know who it was talking to.
Right.
Was it the interviewer? Was it humanity? Was it all life in the universe? We don't know.
Yeah.
It's like 682 is holding up a mirror to us, and all it sees is something utterly repulsive.
It's, that void, that lack of context, that's really what makes it stick with you,
Right.
It goes beyond the, like, physical horror of claws and teeth. 682 gets under your skin and makes you question, the very nature of existence, of good and evil.
And we haven't even touched on the containment breaches.
Oh, yes. The breaches, each one a symphony of chaos and destruction, with 682 always managing to slip through the cracks,
Always.
to defy the Foundation's best efforts at containment.
It's like trying to hold back a tsunami with a chain link fence. You just know it's not going to end well for somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as we go deeper into those containment logs, you see this escalation.
Oh, yeah.
The increasing desperation as the Foundation throws everything they have at 682, only to be met with, more resilience, more adaptation, and more pure, unadulterated rage.
So buckle up, folks, because things are about to get messy. So 682, right?
Whoa.
We've talked about how unbelievably tough it is, how it just shakes off things that would completely destroy anything else.
Yeah.
But the containment breaches,
Oh, yeah.
that's where it goes from unnerving
Yeah.
to like, oh God, this is how we all go.
It really is a fascinating study in, escalation, wouldn't you say?
It is.
Each breach almost reads like a worst-case scenario that the researchers tried to plan for.
Right.
And then 682 just surpasses it with, sheer tenacity.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember, I can't remember which log it was exactly, but they had a trap It's kind of cornered. Thought that you did anyway. And security footage. You can see this, I don't know what to call it, like a claw, a hand. This thing just punches through reinforced steel like it was nothing.
It's incredible.
It really is.
Yeah, the Foundation, despite, their scientific approach, often resorts to these increasingly unorthodox methods to contain 682.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost as if, like, they're constantly playing catch-up, right?
Yeah.
Trying to outmaneuver, like, this force of nature that's operating on a completely different level of reality.
Right. It's like nature finds a way. Except in this case, nature is a giant hate lizard hell-bent on destroying us all.
It's one way to put it.
And that brings us to, I think, one of the most interesting parts of all of this. The experiment logs.
Oh, yes.
Because when all else fails,
right.
Why not poke the giant rage monster with a stick and see what happens?
Right. In essence, yes, that's exactly what they do.
Pretty much.
The Foundation, driven by this insatiable need to understand and categorize, subjects 682 to a battery of tests, interactions with other anomalies, often with disastrous results.
It's like they thought, hey, maybe we can fight fire with fire.
Right.
Or monster with monster.
Yes. One really striking example is involves SCP-409.
Okay.
409 in, layman's terms.
Yeah.
It's a giant crystal with a bit of a touch of death problem.
Yeah.
Anything it comes into contact with basically turns to crystal.
Yeah. People, metal, whatever.
Getting crystallized.
You're not going to have a good day.
No, it's a bad way to go, so.
So naturally, someone had the bright idea to introduce our friend 682 to it.
Right, exactly.
And don't leave me hanging.
Initially, it actually seemed like maybe they had found something that could actually harm 682.
This is never how these go.
The creature seemed to experience, excruciating pain.
Right.
Parts of it started to crystallize.
Oh, no.
For a moment, there was hope.
Hope. In an SCP log, that never ends well.
You're absolutely right, because 682, being the embodiment of resilience and pure spite, not only survived, but it developed an immunity to 409.
Are you kidding?
The very thing.
It became immune.
That should have destroyed it.
Being turned into crystal.
Only made it stronger.
That's not even fair.
I know.
It's like the universe is playing a cosmic joke and we are the punchline.
It really is. And here's where we really start to get into the truly unsettling aspect of 682.
Okay.
It doesn't just survive.
Right.
It adapts.
Oh, God.
Right. Yeah. It evolves at a rate that defies all known biological principles. It's as if it's learning.
Oh, God.
But not in any way that we can really even comprehend.
So what you're saying is not only is it indestructible, now it's learning ways to be even more indestructible.
That's a terrifying thought, isn't it?
That is a horrifying thought.
And it raises this chilling question.
Okay.
What happens when 682 encounters something so alien, so fundamentally different from anything it's encountered before that it can't adapt? Right.
Or even worse, what if it can?
So where does that leave us? I mean, we've got this thing, the 682.
Right.
That's like the embodiment of, I don't know, everything unsettling about the SCP universe, about maybe even our universe.
Yeah, it's interesting.
What does it mean?
It really touches on, even though it's this mindless force of destruction, it touches on some pretty deep philosophical questions.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, take the Foundation and their core principle. Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Right. 682 just throws a wrench in that whole idea.
It does.
Here's this thing they can't understand, they can't control, no matter how many experiments they run, no matter what they try.
It's like it's saying, nope, you're not going to figure me out.
Exactly. It challenges our whole perception of the knowable universe.
Yeah. Are there things out there that are just so fundamentally different, so alien to how we think that we can't even grasp them?
Yeah, it's like that old saying, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it.
Right.
But instead of a tree, it's a giant unkillable monster.
Right.
And instead of sound, it's like the fabric of reality unraveling.
It's an unsettling thought, yeah.
And you know what really gets me?
What's that?
We talk about 682's hatred for life, right? but it never really gets specific.
That's true.
It's just this all-encompassing disgust.
It's that vagueness.
Yeah.
That is maybe the most effective element of its horror.
Right.
You know, it lets our imaginations just run wild.
It does.
What is it about us, about existence itself, that would provoke such a visceral reaction from this thing?
So maybe it's not something we are meant to understand.
Right.
You know, maybe some things are best left, contained, locked up,
Yeah.
unexamined.
Perhaps. Or maybe the act of trying to understand even something as hostile as 682
Yeah.
is essential to who we are, even if we never find any answers.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
The pursuit of knowledge, the struggle to understand, even in the face of, overwhelming hostility.
Right.
Maybe that's what defines us.
And you know what? Maybe that's what terrifies 682 the most.
Oh, wow.
The fact that even in the face of this rage and this absolute otherness, we still try
We're still trying
to understand.
Yeah.
We refuse to give up on it.
We refuse to give up on the possibility of knowledge.
It's kind of beautiful in a horrifying way. I don't know.
It's a lot to unpack.
It really is. I think on that note, I think we've probably earned maybe a break from the existential dread for a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
But before we go, we want to hear from you. What are your theories about SCP-682?
What scares you the most about it?
Head over to our website, leave a comment, let us know.
Yeah, let's keep this conversation going.
And until next time, folks.
Yeah.
Stay curious.
Stay curious and maybe keep an eye on the shadows. You never know what might be lurking there.